I'm going to show you a couple of, well, more than a couple of things about WordPress and how to make a blog post. The first thing you actually need to do is install Grammarly, the Grammarly app, and then that will actually check your grammar as you're doing some posting. Now, hopefully you've checked your grammar before you do the post, but I did, and it still pointed out interesting sorts of mistakes, which I definitely wanted to correct. So when you log in, I'm pretty sure you'll get wordpress.com.me, and your picture may not appear, but you really need to put some sort of a picture in there. I put me. Some people don't feel comfortable having their faces, so you can put an icon or any sort of symbol that you want to represent you, because that will actually appear in your post publicly, and you don't want to have a blank there. You want to have something there. All right, and you want to make sure you're using your correct name as well, so that I know who posts, and so I can grade these things, but so that other people know who's posting. So you'll want to definitely get to the technology and curriculum site, and so you'll click on My Sites. Now I can't guess what's on your screen, but I'm thinking that it'll see technology and curriculum there. And then, or you could switch the site if you had multiple sites and make sure that you have technology and curriculum, but I'm pretty sure you do because you accepted my invitation. So you want to add a post. Well, you can do it this way by create a new post, or you can add a post there if you wish. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to click that. Okay, so there's a number of features here, but what you would have done ahead of time is in Word, you will have your blog post document. So here is my blog post, and it's a little different posting a blog. It's more informal. You're talking to a fellow teacher or an instructor. You want to make it more casual. Use personal pronouns, I, you, that kind of thing. And you want a snazzy title. That's the best I could come up with. I'm not very good at titles, but you want to put the name of your tool in the title and then some sort of leading description. And so you'll have, and I'll explain this later, but you'll have an overview, getting started, teaching ideas, helpful resources, and costs and alternatives. All right. So I'm going to just copy and paste that text here. So actually, I'm just going to do Control A, Control C, which would be Command A and Command C in the Mac. And I'm going to Control V and see what happens. Okay, well, it doesn't do exactly what I want, but it's getting there. So I'm going to obviously take this, Control X, and I'm going to put it on the title, right? Because that's what I want my title to be. And overview. Now you've got to decide the headings you want to put in, and you can see here that there's lots of things you can put in. I am going to change this, and I recommend that you change it to a heading 2. All right, and that would mean that it looks like all these ones here are, oops, they're heading 2s. So let's see, here we are, heading 2, and that's heading 2 and heading 2. All right, so there's some editing here. Now I don't want, I want this to actually be a paragraph format. So I'm going to click this and select paragraph format. And so it makes it into a nice paragraph. So that's fine. I want to embed, spelling error, a little grammar error there. I want to embed a video here, so I'm going to show you how to do that, but let's just go to the editing first. So this is getting started, so all your, how you actually should use the tool, and then teaching ideas. And I would suggest putting your 3 best ideas, and I'm going to, that was a, since that is a heading 2, I'm going to make this a heading 3. There's lots of space when you're reading these. I'm pretty sure that's probably for mobile phones the way they do that. So why? Because it looks a bit odd on a web page having that much space, but that's okay. So you see that I'm slowly checking these things. Helpful resources, that would be a heading 2. I'm going to make this bold because it keeps the actual helpful resources in one little section. I think heading 2, and there we go. So that's more or less how you would format. It's not too terribly difficult. The other thing I would think is probably a good idea is we just have to click here, and this is justify, so you have it nice and straight on the side there. So you can do that all the way down if you wish. And then what you need to do is embed a video. Now, how do we do that? Okay, so you take the YouTube video that you want to put in there, the introduction video, and here it is, the one I'm using. And then you click on share, and then you click on embed. All right, so you got this funny sort of, it's called HTML. And notice how it's all highlighted for me. So I'm going to press, I guess I could do a right-click copy if I'd like, which I could do, or a Control-C or Command-C. Then I'm going to go back to WordPress. And I want to embed the video right here. So I'm going to actually just click there. So leaving the cursor there. All right, I'm going to come up here. I'm going to make this, going to click, it's visual, so that's what you see, what you get, and that's the code behind it. So click there, visual, there's the code behind it. And I actually, maybe I shouldn't have deleted that. I'm going to just Control Z here. Or maybe I'll just put insert here. How about that? Go to the HTML, and I'm going to look for the words insert here. There we are. Okay. I'm going to delete them, and I remember I cut that embedded text. Now I'm going to paste it in. It's just, there it is. It puts it into a little frame here. It gives you the frame, and it gives you the YouTube link. And then when I go back to the visual, like magic, my video appears. And you probably want to put a video here, and you may want to put a video in getting started. In mine, I just put a link to a series of videos, but in yours, you're actually going to have a video about how do you get started and use the tool. Now, you can play with this and see what you like and what you don't like. The one thing you also have to do is look at each link. That's a pain, I realize, but when someone clicks on your link, you want them to actually go to a different window. You don't want it to override the window. So you want to click on this, and then you're going to go to Edit. And then you have to say Open in a new window or tab. All right. And you're going to have to do that for all your links. And you should have links there because that's what a blog is. It links to different things. So there's, get some music going, and before you know it, it'll be done. So we're almost ready to publish, but we don't have to publish. And by the way, when you publish, you can edit afterwards. So what you want to do is go to Categories and Tags, and you can click off General. We don't need that. We're just going to have Tech Tools, because this is the Tech Tool evaluation, okay? And then featured image. Well, you could put an image in at the top if you wanted, but it doesn't really make sense for this kind of a review, so I would advise against it. But for another blog entry, I would almost always put in a picture. We could change the post format. To be honest, I don't know what all these are. I suppose there could be different formats, but in this case, let's just leave it at standard. That's the format that we'll stick with. And you could write a little excerpt, something, a one-sentence thing to entice someone to actually read your article. It's not a bad idea. Don't need to put current location. You will allow comments and pinbacks and trackbacks. And then you're ready to publish. And so you click on Publish. And this is what will come up. Well, actually, it'll publish, and then you'll click on a preview, and it'll come up in this page, our page. And so you see the title there, looks pretty good. You have the links, you want to check all those, and here are the categories. And so there's your video that will work, getting started, teaching ideas. Now you see the order here is important. It's an overview, getting started. How do we get people started? You might actually have a video in there to get them started with some sort of an explanation. Teaching ideas, just put your top 3 in there. Your helpful resources, again, your top 3. And then I put cost and alternatives down at the end. That seems a little strange. But I want people to sort of read about the tool and sort of get into it, just in case. Well, if they look at cost, they may not go further. What I've done in this, and it's going to be different for each of your tools, is Snagit you get for 15 days, and then you have to purchase it. It's a one-time fee of $29.95 US, which I think is about at least 40 bucks Canadian. However, it's better than the regular version. That's an educational version. It's a one-time thing. However, you could try Jing. That's free. There's a 5-minute limit. And then I said they could try Screencast-O-Matic. All right, so that's what's happening. Now, what do you say, oh, geez, there's a mistake here, whatever. You're going to click on Edit. Now, the one thing I did not put in here was my name. And you need to do that. So you need the author. So by Robin K. And I would like to have a link. So I'm going to put a link there. You can link to your email, whatever. I'm going to link to my personal home page and make sure that it opens in a new link or window and add link. Okay, because I want to know who writes the articles, and so I thought that they actually displayed your picture, but it looks like they might not. Still, you do want some sort of visual icon to represent you, but it doesn't always, or it doesn't seem to appear in the blog post. So I'm going to update it now again. Takes a few seconds, and then view post. And here it is. Now that's quite a spacing there, but that just seems to be how it works. I can live with it. And now, for some reason, it seems to put my picture in there. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. Oh, okay, maybe, sorry. It does put the picture there and I can edit. However, perhaps not to the reader outside. Anyway, this is how the Snagit's going to look. You can see it's pretty good looking. Great way to actually communicate one of these reviews. Now I put in a little summary here, but it looks like it's printed the whole thing. That's way too long. So I'll have to change that. That is how you post on a blog.